I repeat, we give you a subleasing title of 66 years, but we will sign with you a performance agreement that what is your business plan? When are you going to utilize this land? When is it going to be utilized? And then you'll be taken to the TIC for the TIC to facilitate you with all the necessary opportunity. But when you produce, we consider agriculture and livestock and fishery as a business. You know, historically, a farmer goes to the farm. When the farmer produces, he's alone. But when he gets the crop, they become public properties. We start putting regulations, say you cannot sell rice, you cannot sell maize. Those are history in Tanzania. You produce what you want to produce and you'll sell anywhere in the world. We will not ask you a question. It is the role of the government to make sure the Tanzanians are well secured in terms of food. We are food surplus, and that's why the government decided to invest a lot of money on the infrastructure development, on the irrigation. We put a lot of money on the post-harvest losses, and the government has changed the operations of the post-harvest losses and the storage facility. Through National Food Reserve Agency, through cereal boards, and other infrastructure cooperatives, we allow private sector to use the public properties for their storage. They do aggregation, they can use government infrastructure for their storage, so that they wait and later on sell. But because of the logistic and location of Tanzania, Tanzania has become a hub for the fertilizer business. Most of the traders and big companies invest in Tanzania on the logistics and the storage of the fertilizer so that they can trade with other landlocked countries. But the government knows that if we want to increase productivity, we have to reduce the cost of production. We embarked in a huge program on the fertilizer subsidy. It was a huge discussion. Some people said that, you know, whatever you are doing on the subsidy is a distortion to the market. Thanks to the African Development Bank, they understood our game plan. And we say the subsidy program is not only for smallholder farmers. In Swahili, we say, kilimo sio umaskini. Most of the time, people, when they discuss smallholder farmers, they think of 1 acre, 0.5. The program of this country now is, when we define smallholder farmers, we start with 10 acres. That's our definition. So we are trying to help the smallholder farmers. Instead of using small land, we aggregate them in a bigger blocks so that they can get economies of scale. And even the subsidy scheme of the government did not only focus on smallholder farmers. We are intending to reduce the cost of production. We allowed even the large-scale farmers to access fertilizer, which was subsidized, because the bottom lines are very clear. We want to increase the productivity. So these are the areas whereby we think that the country is doing. We have transformed on the policies of the trade, on the agricultural areas. My counterpart, Minister of Livestock, on the engagement, he will tell you more on the opportunities on the livestock. But this is the second largest country in Africa with a lot of cows and goats. Yesterday in the presentation, if you take we were told by one professor that if you decide to take all the Tanzanians of the 18 years old and you take all the cows and distribute to them, the average is every Tanzanian will get maybe 2 or 1 cow. 1 cow, eh? Yes, every Tanzanian will get 1 cow. So there is a huge opportunities on the livestock sector. There is what we call national ranches, land, whereby the government is promoting the possibility of allowing private people to use public infrastructure. We are embarking in a huge program for the development of the infrastructure on the seed multiplication. The government is putting a lot of irrigation on the seed farms owned by the government. But who will produce the seed? Not the government. The government will focus on the research and development, get the right variety, allow the private sector to do multiplication, and the government will offtake the seed to distribute to the smallholder farmers at the subsidized rate. This is the second year, and we are going to do this for the next 8 years. And this has helped us now, out of the 60,000 metric tons of quality seeds produced by the United Republic of Tanzania, which is 50% of the demand, over 70% of that docket is done by the private sector. There is a huge opportunity on the fertilizer infrastructure. There is a deposits of phosphates, and some of our investors are here. I can see Minjingu is around. He started very small, but we have a huge facility, soon will be inaugurated by Her Excellency the President, of a 1 million metric tons installed capacity in Dodoma of the organochemical fertilizer. But the fertilizer consumption and uptake has grown from 300,000 metric tons to 580 last agricultural season. But we are targeting a consumption at least of 1 million metric tons by next 2 years. This is an area whereby, but the population of Tanzania by 2030 is projected to be 80 million. 2050, we are projecting the Tanzanian population to be 130 million people. But we all know the agribusiness in Africa is expected to be over 1 trillion in the near future. So all these are the opportunities around. And our country is ready to host. And with the policies done by our counterpart Minister of Finance, is that if you can bring in your capital here, when you are taking your profits out, we will not question you. Because that's your money. If you have paid your taxes and the liabilities of the government, why should we ask you where you're taking your profits? But we will encourage you to reinvest by showing you available opportunities. So in short, is that we are developing a framework which will allow the private sector to be the driver of our economy. Now the country is toward what we call 2050 vision. But the backbone of the 2050 vision would be a private sector approach. And one of the key sector for the driver is agricultural sector. So let me take this opportunity to conclude my remarks by saying that this country has gone through different levels of the transformation. The infrastructures now are right. The policies are right. But one area which has not been tapped is the available resources on the production side. And that's the agricultural sector in a broader context. And we can only tap those resources by partnering with the private sector. The government now is allocating, we have started now preparing the lands for that. We are doing the ecological survey. We have created what we call Tanzania Agricultural Growth Corridors. When you come to this country now, you don't need to start doing the research and analysis to see if I get a land here, what should I produce? When you come, you'll be given a data and understand your market. Out of this 10 crop, what can you produce? What is your market? We want the production of the agricultural sector to be market-oriented. We will not force people to produce what they don't want to invest on. Those days are gone. And the vision of the President of the United Republic of Tanzania is to create an inclusive economy with a sustainable growth by respecting the private equity. The government has decided to reduce the cost of capital on the production by instructing the regulator, the central bank, that every dollar or shilling going in the production should not be charged more than 9% interest. Initially, the loans which were taken to the agricultural sector, the cost of fund were over 15, 20, 30. You cannot make profit on the agricultural sector with 30% interest rate. Maybe we produce marijuana, I don't know. But by producing maize, you can't make that money. So it was a deliberate decision made by the president that you people from the finance and from the central bank, I want single digit. Thanks to Tanzania Agricultural Development Bank, we have a vehicle called TADB in this country. The role of TADB is to de-risk and give guarantees to people who are investing into agricultural sector. We came up as a country with what we call export guarantee schemes under the Ministry of Finance. And nakushukuru kaka for that, on behalf of myself and my counterparts in the agro sector. Because the money people, they always see us as a risk. So we ask them, what do you want? I don't know if the commercial banks are here. What do you want? We want guarantee, no problem. Last year we launched what we call export guarantee scheme. So if you want to produce for export purpose, you'll knock the door of the Ministry of Agriculture. We will take you to the big boy and tell him that, my friend, these are people who wants to do this. But also the government is bailing out some of the companies. We are in a huge scheme now to analyze big companies in the agricultural sector whom faced a huge problem on the COVID era and did not do their business properly, so that the Ministry of Finance can take that role, because there is no harm to protect your private sector. Even big economies does the same. So the United Republic of Tanzania welcomes you all. And let me conclude by saying karibuni sana. And we have good people here. You are safe with your money. Politically, we are stable. Every 5 years we go for election. And you have never heard there is a bloodshed in this country since Mwalimu Nyerere era. Asanteni sana.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Minister for Agriculture, Hussein Bashe, for that really excellent presentation on the situation of agriculture in Tanzania, the very important vision that is already in place. Tanzania is ready for investment. Agriculture is extremely important in the socio-economic development of the country. And all this environment has been created for the private sector to thrive and all the other players. It is about a very strong partnership to realize this objective. We are now going to have a brief presentation of video, after which we'll then welcome the floor to have some comments or contribution. I hope the video presentation is ready.
Tanzania is a prime agricultural destination of unmatched potential with an exceptional range of comparative advantages. Tanzania stands as the epitome of agricultural excellence. The country's agricultural sector is fortified by a wealth of opportunities that beckon prospective investors to harness its bountiful resources and embark on a journey of large-scale commercial farming. Tanzania's allure as an agricultural haven is founded upon its unmatched comparative advantages. The canvas of 44 million hectares of arable land, the promise of farming and agro-processing potentials, coupled with plentiful water resources, favorable climate, and the synergy between local demand and export potential, collectively set the stage for an agricultural renaissance. For those with the vision to seize this opportunity, Tanzania stands ready to transform agricultural ambitions into thriving realities. In the next few minutes, we'll explore three key value chains: avocado, sunflower, and wheat, uncovering the government's objectives, market data, demand forecasts, and exciting investment possibilities. Let's start with avocado. Often referred to as green gold, this crop is part of a rapidly growing sector in Tanzania's agriculture. The main objective of the government is to increase the production of avocado products from over 188,000 tons in 2021-2022 to 315,000 tons by 2026-2027, by increasing the production area from over 27,000 hectares now to around 46,000 hectares and enhancing productivity. With its favorable climate and fertile soil, Tanzania has the potential to become a major player in the global avocado market. Tanzania currently exports a substantial portion of its avocados to Europe, Southern Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. Global demand for avocados is projected to rise steadily, creating a favorable market environment for Tanzanian exports. Investment opportunities abound in the areas of production of high-quality avocado seedlings to increase the yield of avocado. There are also opportunities for the establishment of large-scale farms or block farming for avocado production, the establishment of infrastructure for collecting, transporting, and storing avocados. Another investment area is in enhancing access to agricultural inputs, establishing agricultural tools facilities or a mechanization hub, improving marketing systems, and providing training on the development of avocado products to farmers and agricultural extension officers. Sunflower is another valuable crop in Tanzania's agriculture, with a range of applications from oil extraction to food products. The government aims to reduce or eliminate its reliance on imported vegetable oil and become self-reliant in producing cooking oil. Sunflower production has been steady, but the demand for sunflower oil is rising due to increasing health-conscious consumer preferences. At 600,000 tons, annual demand for sunflower oil in Tanzania is higher than the current supply of 180,000 tons. The 420,000-ton gap opens avenues for investment in production and processing. Tanzania imports a significant amount of sunflower oil, highlighting the potential to meet domestic demand and reduce imports. Local demand for sunflower is expected to reach 700,000 tons by 2030. With the right investments, Tanzanian sunflower products can capture regional and international markets. Investment areas include the production of high-quality sunflower seeds to increase the yield of sunflowers, large-scale farming of oil seeds, the establishment of modern oil seeds processing facilities, and the establishment of refineries. Wheat is a staple food in Tanzania. The government is committed to increasing domestic production to meet food consumption requirements, reduce or eliminate its reliance on imported wheat, and become self-reliant in producing wheat seeds. It is also committed to increasing the production of this crop because it has the potential to drive the growth of agro-processing, increase income for farmers, and create employment opportunities for youth and women across the value chain. Wheat demand is consistently high due to its importance in daily diets, yet local production falls short of meeting this demand. Annual demand, both domestic and industrial, is about 1 million tons. Currently, the country only meets 10% of its needs. This substantial gap between wheat production and consumption offers an attractive investment opportunity. Tanzania heavily relies on wheat imports, creating potential for domestic production to replace some of these imports. As the population grows, the demand for wheat-based products is expected to increase steadily. The Tanzanian government has earmarked 400,000 hectares of land for wheat cultivation by interested wheat farmers. As such, investment opportunities lie in the areas of wheat production by small-scale farmers, researching high-quality wheat seeds that have drought resistance and gluten protein, increasing wheat seeds multiplication, the establishment of large-scale farms, and supporting smallholders to grow wheat productively. Tanzania stands as a promising destination for agricultural ventures, boasting an array of attractive incentives that support and nurture the growth of the industry. The nation's commitment to fostering agricultural innovation and sustainability is exemplified through a comprehensive set of fiscal and non-fiscal incentives that are designed to encourage investments and drive advancements in the sector. Tanzania offers fiscal incentives on project capital goods exemptions. Investors are granted a remarkable advantage with a complete exemption on imported duties for capital goods, reducing initial financial burdens and facilitating a smooth project launch. Zero import duty on raw materials. Import duties on raw materials are eliminated, stimulating cost-effective production processes and incentivizing value addition in the agricultural sector. Tax relief on deemed capital goods. A noteworthy 75% exemption on import duties for deemed capital goods significantly eases the financial load on businesses, fostering a favorable environment for growth and innovation. With a 100% capital allowance for agriculture and 50% for fish farming, businesses have the opportunity to invest and expand their operations while benefiting from reduced tax burdens. Businesses can make use of a depreciation allowance ranging from 37.5% to 5%, optimizing their financial strategies and enabling them to make well-informed investments. Non-fiscal incentives include an automatic immigration quota. During the implementation of projects, an initial allocation of 10 expatriates is provided, with the added benefit of 1 expatriate for every 10 jobs created. This encourages the exchange of expertise and the fostering of a diverse work environment. The seamless repatriation of funds encompassing net profits, loan repayments, royalties, fees related to foreign technology, and employee remittances amplifies investor confidence and fosters financial fluidity. Tanzania's holistic incentives package reflects its dedication to the growth and advancement of the agricultural sector. By providing a conducive environment for investment, innovation, and sustainable development, Tanzania paves the way for a prosperous future for both domestic and international stakeholders in the agricultural industry. Strategic investors are able to enjoy more incentives than normal investors. The investor can have an opportunity to get over and above incentives provided by normal incentives. The strategic investor can be awarded based on the value or the capital to be invested, the contribution of the project in terms of creating employment opportunities, and the economic benefit of the project to the country. To support these policies, we have in place basic infrastructure services such as water, power, roads, rail, air, transport, and telecommunications available at varying degrees. Currently, one is assured of electricity and more generation is on the way. Most key economic centers are connected with good roads and more are being constructed. Telecommunication is adequately available throughout the country. We have revived our airline, Air Tanzania, which provides satisfactory services to various destinations within the country. Tanzania offers exciting investment opportunities in the avocado, sunflower, and wheat value chains. The government's development objectives, coupled with market trends and increasing demand, create a favorable environment for potential investors. By improving competitiveness, adopting modern practices, and investing in value addition, you can play a vital role in enhancing Tanzania's agricultural sector while reaping significant benefits. Thank you for watching, and we encourage you to explore the vast potential of Tanzania's agriculture.
Okay, thank you very much. I think with the excellent presentation by the Minister for Agriculture, and now we've seen the video, I think we've seen it all. And it's so attractive in terms of our readiness to attract investment in agriculture in Tanzania. Let me take this opportunity to introduce the Minister for Livestock and Fisheries, Honorable Abdallah Ulega. He's seated there. Karibu sana Mheshimiwa Waziri. The floor is now open for any questions, clarifications from the presentation and from any other issue that you may want to understand if you want to come and invest in Tanzania, in agriculture. The opportunities are huge. Crops, livestock, fisheries. Only the sky is the limit in terms of the investment opportunities in agriculture in Tanzania. Karibuni. Can I have the mic? We have one on this side, another one, yes, another one on the other side. Anybody who wants to take the floor? It appears as if all the issues have been so well presented, there are no issues. You're all ready to come and partner with the Tanzanian people. Okay, karibu.
Asante.
You know the lights, they a little bit blind. I can't see it to the back. Karibu.
Yeah, sure. Please allow me to speak in Swahili. Naitwa Mandolin Kahindi.
If you can just introduce yourself and where you come from, your institution, your business, karibu.
Yes, naitwa Mandolin Kahindi, natokea Kijani Consult Tanzania. Nafanya kuprofile na kupromote shughuli za kilimo biashara hasa kwa vijana. Presentation imefanyika tu ni nzuri. Pengine kwa sababu lengo ni kushowcase kitu ambacho tuko nacho Tanzania, ila mimi nilikuwa naomba kitu kidogo tu. Meeting point ya wadau wa Tanzania na hawa wawekezaji kutoka nje, kwamba ni kwa kiasi gani pia hata hawa wameandaliwa kupiki hizo opportunities zinapokuja, ili iwe business to business. Hiyo ndio kitu nilikuwa natamani kuisikia tu, kuona are we ready there to pick these opportunities which will come with the investors. Asante.
Asante. Another one? I hope those who cannot follow Kiswahili go to the translation in English. Otherwise, the issue is for those who are really, local investors, what is the arrangement facility for them to partner with foreign investors who come to invest in Tanzania? What facilities are there, support, and so forth? I think we are all aware that as a matter of government policy and strategy, there's a lot of emphasis on, local content. I see PS Agriculture, I think, wants to respond to that one. Karibu, Katibu.
Kama alivyouliza. Kwanza nashukuru kwa swali lake. Moja ya jambo kubwa sana la mkutano huu ni kucreate a platform au kuweka jukwaa kwa ajili ya kukutanisha wawekezaji wa nje na wa ndani. Na tunafanya hivyo kwa njia tatu. Ya kwanza, tumeandaa deal rooms hapa, kwamba baada ya kikao hiki kuna timu ya wataalamu kwa ajili ya watu ambao wamekuwa interested na hii presentation, both ya waziri na hii video, kwa ajili ya kuorodhesha maeneo yao, na tunaweka kwenye mtandao wetu kwa wale wa nje ambao wako interested kufanya kazi na timu hii ya Tanzania. Hiyo la kwanza. Lakini la pili liko kwako mwenyewe, kwamba kama mfanyabiashara unajibrand vipi kwa align na international standards. Na hii ni kazi ambayo tunaifanya pamoja na wenzetu wa TIC, wamekuwa kutusaidia sana. Kwamba tumefanya mambo mawili makubwa ambayo yalikuwa yanakwamisha wafanyabiashara wa Tanzania kutoka. La kwanza ni kuestablish lab kwa ajili ya phytosanitary certification. Hiyo imesaidia kuongeza mara 4 mauzo kutoka ndani kwenda nje. Lakini pia ni maamuzi ya Watanzania wenyewe kutumia lab hizo. Bado kuna watu wana export kwa kutumia njia za kufanya bila phytosanitary certification, bahati mbaya inashusha soko letu. Kwa hiyo la kwanza, compliance ni jambo muhimu sana, na hiyo liko ndani ya wafanyabiashara sisi wenyewe kama wafanyabiashara. Jambo la pili ambalo tumelifanya, tumecreate a market platform tunaita Kilimo. Mule ndani kwa mfanyabiashara ambaye hajui atampata wapi mnunuzi, anaweka details zake, anaweka anachouza, na timu yetu ya marketing inacheki naye, na hiyo kitu unaweza kaingia www.kilimo.go.tz. ndani utakutana na link ya Kilimo na utakutana na hiyo platform mule ndani. Jambo la tatu, via TIC tumegundua kwenye tathmini wale ambao wako kwenye agri, kuna wale ambao wanafanya kilimo moja kwa moja. Mheshimiwa Waziri ameeleza kwamba amecreate nafasi ya kuwa na mashamba. Kwa hiyo unakuja na idea, tunaichambua, tunakuintroduce kwa TIC, kwa sababu mwanzo ili uweze kupata land ni lazima TIC awe nayo. Kwa Wizara ya Kilimo imeamua kutafuta hiyo land na kuikabidhi TIC ili kushorten the process. Jambo la tatu ambalo tunalifanya kuhakikisha tunakuwezesha mfanyabiashara kuweza kutrade na wafanyabiashara wa kimataifa ni kuhakikisha tunaandaa mikutano hii mara kwa sababu mwaka huu leo tuko hapa, lakini tarehe 17 mwezi wa 10 tutakuwa Uingereza, na baada ya hapo tutatangaza nchi 3-4 ambazo timu ya wataalamu wa Kitanzania wataondoka na wafanyabiashara wa Tanzania kwenda kukutana na wafanyabiashara wa kimataifa. Kwa hiyo tunaweza kuwa tuna changamoto, hatufanyi vizuri sana kwenye kudisseminate hii information, na hiyo ndio improvement ambayo tunaifanya. Lakini jambo la muhimu sana ni kuvisit official website zetu ya Wizara ya Kilimo ambayo inakuwa updated regularly pamoja na ya TIC.
Yeah, thank you very much, Permanent Secretary from the Ministry of Agriculture, for that very clear clarification on the question that was raised by the participant. Yes, please. Karibu.
Asante moderator. I'm Victor Manyong. I work for the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, IITA. I want to follow up on the excellent video on the tree value chain, especially on the wheat value chain. I applaud the effort of the government to produce more wheat in order to close the gap that is existing in the countries. But at the same time, I would like to say that Tanzania is the 3rd country producing cassava in Africa. I will even say in the world. And we know that cassava can be processed in high-quality cassava flour that can be used partly in the bakery industry and pastry industry. So what I want to say that at the same time that the government is promoting wheat production, we need also to look at what we already have here in this country, cassava, which is produced by many Tanzanian small-scale farmers, to create more market for cassava product, and the technology exists to include high-quality cassava flour in the bakery industry, and to encourage the private sector that are involved in the milling industry to be using high-quality cassava flour. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that contribution and advice. I can see PSC Agriculture nodding that took note of that. We are a huge cassava producer. There is a potential for blending to reduce the consumption of imported wheat while we are building up our capacity to produce more local wheat. Yes, please. You have the floor. Karibu.
Hi, thank you. My name is Jonathan Said from Growth Teams. I just want to ask about the nexus between agriculture and manufacturing and broader industrialization. I know the government has plans to develop industrial clusters as well. So how are we maximizing the link to make sure that all the products that can come from agriculture, value addition products, but also supporting industries, you know, packaging and textiles and so many products can really be maximized? If you can say a word about the plans for industrial parks and the links to agriculture, that would be very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that question on the agro-industrial parks. I'm sure there will be a response to that one. As a matter of general policy, you know, the government is already giving a very high priority to industrialization, and agriculture, as we know, provides about 65% of the raw materials for industrial development in this country. So I'm sure. I wonder if the PSC Agriculture would like to respond to that. Karibu Katibu Mkuu. Can we give the mic to the PSC Agriculture, please?
Thank you, Jonathan, for that question. Agro-processing and value addition is one of our key priorities, looking at our Agenda 1030, which is the strategy we have enacted last year by the High Excellency, President Samia Suluhu Hassan. And our intention is at least 50% of the produce to be processed locally by 2030. What are we doing to make this happen? First, for the agro-processing, we need the policies. Before any investment, we need the policies which promotes investment. And we have mentioned in the previous, we have a fiscal, monetary, but also we have a sectorial policies. And that include tax relief, also provision of land, but also expertise. That is very important, so that we can reduce the cost of production. But secondly, what are we doing? Currently, there is the issue of electricity. Tanzania will be self-sufficient and have the surplus of electricity in the next 1 year due to the JK Nyerere project. I think that is a very important information to have for any investor who want to do a processing. But also, there is a ready market, and we are protecting it very carefully to make sure that whoever who is coming to invest is having the market. I think for a serious investor, those are the key issues to know, that there is a tax relief, there is a political will to support that, but also there is a market if you want to invest in the processing. But fourth and very important is there is the value chain which were mentioned to be in the priority list. And we have mentioned the three here. We have maize, we have wheat, we have sunflower, we have sunflower, and we have avocado. And why did we start with wheat? First, as an import substitution to save our dollar, but also to make sure that we are investing whatever we get as a foreign currency in the areas which we do not have a competitive advantage. But for the cassava, yes, we are taking it and we are working to get varieties which are needed in the world market. Because one of the challenges in the cassava now, and they will agree with me, that we are not sure of the taste of cassava currently. Those are from Kisarawe, those are from Tanga. We have different varieties and with different tastes. So currently we are working on the seeds and seedlings so that to make sure that we have the varieties which are resilient to the climate first, but secondly, which are, what I will say, which are demand driven rather than supply driven. Thank you.
Thank you very much, PS. Another question, comment from the floor? Karibu. Can we have the mic? Where's the mic? Okay.
Thank you. My name is John Kagaruki, and I'm with Kickstart International. Thank you very much for the wonderful presentation. I think my point that I'll probably question, Mheshimiwa Mwigulu, I think this one will kind of be directed to you, because it's about the contribution of agriculture to our treasury. I think that's very important. That's your docket. So I believe that right now we have a drive on investment, and we have a lot of partners here in business, and we've got a lot of very good positive information towards what will happen in that area. But I think one of the things that we should address, which I don't know whether it's a gap, I know it's spoken of a lot, is smallholder farmers and their contribution towards the economy. What in particular are we doing? For example, I know in the area of tin registration, I think if I'm not wrong, the statistics are 5 million. So out of 60 million, and we said we have 18